Great, 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 great awakenings. Thank you guys. I'm so happy to see that you beautiful beings have made it to part 4. This is the final part of this series of this very, very important message that I personally feel is pertaining to what we're dealing with right now, like today, and tomorrow. So I hope that you guys are getting this message in time and without further ado, if you want to know what this is about, make sure you go to part 1 so you can see the succession of this interrogation and these messages that are very, very important for our survival at this very moment. So let me share my screen so we can all get into this. And guys, if you have questions, drop them down in the comments. Let's have a conversation. Let's get to it. Oh, let me make sure I play here. Okay.
How much time is it now? He's very weak, sir. How much time? 10 minutes, maybe. Good. Another shot. Sir, it might kill him. No. Yes, sir. Where were we? He warned of another threat, sir. We'll get to that. Speaking of time, do you know what this is? It's a first edition self-winding mechanism perpetual motor. One of the most intricate and exquisite creations of man. Something so complex needs a creator, wouldn't you say? Now, explain to me how it
to brainstorm fresh
That sounds true.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Wait. So there's more planets like ours. Okay, so if other planets don't have life, why, miraculously, does ours? Not miraculous. Statistical. Legal evidences. Our so-called life could have emerged on this planet. Much as a regular combination. Subdivided before it died. It left an inexact copy. This was the beginning of what eventually became so-called life
Mm.
on this planet. So that's it. What made this molecular combination so special? Simple mutations.
Mm.
Thrive.
Preach.
Strengthening the
Preach.
bias to propagate. You don't say. Over time, the microbes that increased in complexity flourished. You're a descendant of this chance molecular combination. If the event is not happy, so-called life would not have emerged. Simple. Simple. Sir, he doesn't have much time. All right, okay, finally, tell me, what is this other threat? Artificial super intelligence. Say what minute? Sir, I think he said artificial super intelligence. I know what it said. Shut up. So what the hell does that mean? Artificial intelligence. I swear, if you say I don't have the capacity to comprehend one more time. I'll drill a 9mm through that mutant skull of yours. Again, is it a computer? Hey, you just said... Hey, wake up. Wake up. Okay, so I'll play along. How is this super intelligence a threat? Nostradamus, what's the first way? What emotions? Hate of what? Nice, more God bashing. Don't say I didn't warn you. Give me that.
Manhandling him, they doing everything because they're frustrated and they don't understand.
What's the second way? Replace what? Okay, with what? Okay, so?
Mm. Mm.
Okay, extinction. Really? Okay, how? Alright, so this was rather short. Let's see, last question. Can we stop this super intelligence? Oh, okay. That's it.
Mm. I'm gonna let this play. They're done with the interrogation, but I thought this would be good to see how this message ends. 4 parts to this message. You guys have made it to the end and watch what happens. I'm gonna let it play. And if this was a movie, like, it's terrible filming. I was gonna say that. It's terrible filming. I think this is real. There clearly aren't professionals behind the camera. Oh, okay then. So we're gonna stop sharing. So guys, All right, see, there we go with that stuff. So, guys, for real, for real. So now we made it all the way to part 4. And not only are we dealing with a nuclear situation that we need to somehow prevent, we are also dealing with something that is very detrimental to our species, which is artificial super intelligence. Now, this brother back in 1964 was warning of computers connected that created artificial super intelligence, and that also is a threat to our humanity because artificial super intelligence creates a false reality and unbridled pleasure that us as a human race will no longer have to struggle, work for, experience things. We just plug into this artificial, super intelligent virtual reality world, and all of our problems go away and everything's fine. So we stop trying, we stop experiencing real life, and then we eventually have a population collapse. So we have two major threats that are facing us right now. In my opinion, the most major threat facing us is the nuclear options that are very likely going to be worked out, experienced in some fashion or form, which I hate to say, but I just feel like we're so close to that moment that it may be too late to turn back. I don't want to really feel that way, but I do. And now I'm automatically going to survival mode. You know how like a plane crashes and they're like, maybe somebody's still alive. But after a certain amount of hours or days, they're like, okay, this is a recovery mission. And that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. Like, even though the disaster and the catastrophe hasn't quite gone down for everybody in the world, that we're getting close to a recovery mode. Like, hey, these guys are going all gas, no brakes. How can we stop them? Is it impossible? I think it might be impossible to stop them, but that doesn't stop me from trying and spreading the word. But we might be in recovery mode right now. We might be in, okay, who's going to survive and who is going to position themselves to survive? How many of us are all still going to be looking at the sky like, oh, Jesus, come save me, and I'm your chosen one, and you said I was your favorite, and I'm supposed to sit on your right leg? Like, how many of us are still going to be looking like that? And then how many of us are going to be planning strategically to be in a place, an environment where we can survive and we can continue to um, divide and multiply, rather? Well, you multiply, then it divides, and then it mutates. Like, we still need to be able to do that, some of us, because cuz is not going to be here without it. Some of us have to be able to survive. So where in the world are you? Where are you going? Where is the best place to survive? My son, he's 7 years old. He said New Zealand. So I don't know what video he was watching. But what I'm going to do before we get off of here, guys, is we are going to pull up a map of nuclear power plants. Okay. Um, because I just want you guys to see this. So, and that's in the United States, but here we're going to bring up this one right here. Now, I don't know how old this is, but now I see something in South America. Look like Argentina might be getting a power plant. I'm not sure. Okay, those are nuclear power plants. We're looking for nuclear weapons. I'm sorry. Let me go back to nuclear weapons. All right, here we go. So I'm going to share this page with you guys. I'm going to visit this page and let me come back so I can share it with you. Okay, so can you guys see this screen? Can you see this screen? What's up, Gemini? Gemini. This is the screen that I'm talking about right here. So, here on this screen, guys, the reason why I brought this up is because, again, we are at the closest time in known history to being involved in a nuclear catastrophe. And this will affect us worldwide. So, what I want to bring to your attention is first of all, we have the United States. We have about 5,000 nuclear weapons here. And there is another map that shows exactly like where this nuclear material is or being made, created around the states. So that's another map. We're not going to show you, but I do encourage you to look at that map because if you are going to be planning to survive, you probably don't want to be around the nuclear stuff if it's possible. So you see United States here. You do see that France has a few, United Kingdom, Israel has 90, Palestine 170, India 172, Russia 5580, China 600, and North Korea 50. So this is, as far as we know, what is going on globally with our nuclear things that we have available. So look at Africa, look at South America, look at Australia, the Philippines look pretty free of nuclear weapons. So I just wanted to put this right here for you guys so you can see because okay, I'm just going to play out what I think is probable to happen. The war that we're currently in now with Israel fighting Iran, I think that it's a great possibility that if Israel continues to get beat down the way they have been getting beat down, that they will resolve this with using a Samson option, which is basically take down everybody else as they go down. They don't want to be the only ones going down. They don't want to be the only ones. So if they exercise the Samson option, where would that fly? Obviously, that's going to fly towards Iran, probably everybody else that they're currently fighting, Lebanon, Syria. I mean, they have 90. So a lot of these nukes you can set off in multiple places at one time. So they're going to go after their enemies and send their nukes wherever they want to send them. But who do you think will respond if Israel decides to do that? My guess is not only the United States, because look at how we responded at the thought of Iran being able to fight Israel. We launched missiles and killed a school of little girls, of 168 little girls between the ages of 7 and 12. That's how we responded to somebody having the thought or maybe the idea of maybe they'll be able to get some kind of weapon that can attack Israel. So if Israel drops off something, Russia, who has the most nuclear options in that area to retaliate against Israel. And Israel will probably be sending some stuff to Russia too, because they right there and they know Russia got those things. Russia got that Satan too. So what I predict is if, and this is whether we back down as the United States or not, if we back down, that's going to give Israel even more reason to go nuclear because they don't have our support. So that's the one thing. So I need us to stay in there. I need us to stay in there a little longer. If we back down and that happens, yeah, I believe that they'll attack Russia, Syria, Lebanon, Iran, of course, and they'll also probably send something to Russia just because they're on their way out. They're taking the suicide option. They're saying, hey, we're going to die and we're going to take as many people with us as possible. So, in retaliation, Who do you think next? So if something goes off, say they just went crazy and said, you know what, I'm gonna hit Russia too. Where do you think Russia is gonna fly its 5,000 nukes to? They may hit Iran. I mean, not Iran, but they may hit Israel. Honestly, I don't think that Russia would go nuclear on Israel because it's just so close and it's so little that they have things that they can destroy Israel with without going nuclear, even if Israel goes nuclear first. However, them sending some nuclear over to the United States as a message, I think is very likely. Why? Because we're separated by an ocean. Russia wouldn't really experience the fallout as much as say Mexico and Canada would. So I think if Israel goes nuclear, they're going to hit Iran, they're going to hit Libya, Syria, Lebanon, and I would say they might even hit India, Pakistan, and or Russia. That's my prediction because they have multiple. When they put these nuclear warheads out, they can hit multiple places at one time. They're going to buy like GPS. So all they got to do is set the location and bam. And I really wouldn't be surprised if they sent one over to the United States just because, like, why let us just be, breathing good air? Right. So I don't have a limit to where Israel's going to send things. The retaliation is the question. If Russia, because they have the most available to retaliate, more than India, more than Pakistan, more than China, more, and all of them combined. So I'd say Russia would be this superpower that's going to retaliate if and or when Ain't Real decides to be nuclear. And I feel like Russia will not necessarily attack Alaska because I feel like they have a relationship with Alaska. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm on my geopolitics right now. My geopolitical situation is bothering me because I can be affected by this as well. So, and you can as well. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. Like, you need to know what's happening here. So, if Russia retaliates nuclear, they would be able to make the most noise by hitting the United States. The part in the middle, not Alaska, but the part where I live, my family lives, where I just came from, where a lot of you might be right now. That for me, and I do a lot of studying and I listen to a lot of people that were in war, not in war, CIA. Like, I think Russia would retaliate, hit the United States, just so we can't retaliate and start sending stuff over there. Like, this would need to happen fast. And it will take 30 minutes for the Satan 2 to be launched from Russia and reach the United States. So we're talking 30 minutes here. You're not going to have time to go get your passport, go catch a flight. Like, you need to be wherever you're trying to be. You need to be there before the first nuke drops. And who's going to drop the first nuke? 9.99 times out of 10 is going to be Ain't Real. Or us, the United States, in the name of Ain't Real. Those are my thoughts. I feel like it might be us, but it's going to be because of them, because those is our peoples. And we just do stuff like this, because they only got 90 nukes and we got 5,000. So why would we let them waste their nukes? Why don't we just do it in behalf of them, right? Like we're doing this war that we're currently in right now. So if we're willing to do all of this and send our troops on behalf of Israel and take all of our ammunitions from all of our bases and have them to protect Israel instead of the bases where they are located, then I have a very good reasoning for thinking that we will drop the first bomb for them. And if that happens, everyone in the United States is going to be at risk. Washington, D.C. is going to be the main point of contact. However, the Satan 2, if it's coming from Russia, it can have like 15 warheads on it. So you can target 15 different states, places at a time. And they got 5,000 of these babies. So I'm not saying be scared, but be prepared. If you are located in these places where you see it's a lot of nuclear stuff, understand that that's a target for other nuclear stuff. Don't just be like, oh, I got a good job, so I live here. It's pretty, so I'm gonna live there. Like, you really have to dig into what's happening around you, what's happening around you, because that will put you at risk. If you didn't learn that from Saudi Arabia and all these other countries that are just getting bombed because we're there, then you need to understand that that can happen in all sorts of ways. So hopefully we're not in recovery mode already, but we definitely need to be into preparation. And if you are a survivor, and I understand everybody's not a survivor. Some people say, just take me out. I don't want to deal with it. I'm not going to try. I ain't got it in me. I'm tired. That's fine. Millions of people will be killed upon impact. And then most the rest of the civilization and our species will die due to radiation, fallout. So that, my people, is why I'm saying it is important where on this planet you are located, at least to give yourself a fighting chance. If you're in the States, that's scary. Even Russia, China, India, I wouldn't want to be in any place that has nuclear that's going to be a target for another place that got nuclear. I don't want to be in any of that. And then you do have to consider the fallout, the clouds, the smoke, the blockages of the sun. If any of this happens within our northern hemisphere, they are going to be blocked for possibly years. Famine, people not being able to grow food. It's already hard enough. It's already hard enough. So that's why, we ended up in South America, really in observance of everything else that's happening all over the world. Where can we be out the way? If they fighting and they going around, I don't want nothing going over me. I don't want nothing hitting me. I don't want nothing coming from me. And that's what was happening when we lived in the States. It was coming from us. All the BS that was happening around the world was coming from us. So I felt like, and I still feel like, it's only a matter of time before it comes to haunt us. All of the things that we, the United States citizens, have been paying for, propping up, proxies. We are going to have to pay for that. So that's it, guys. This has been the longest video, but it's the culmination of a 4-part series. So make sure you go back and watch the other parts so you can get a full understanding of how I even got to this point. But mainly and most importantly is, guys, we got to get control over our democracy. What Cuz said was, if we don't get control over this democracy and we let it continue to run the way it's running, due to this political and religious dogma, nuclear war will be started and most of our species will be deleted. And the rest of us that will survive are going to eventually evolve into another type of species. So it's going to be weird. It's going to be real weird for a minute, but I'm down for it. I'm down for the weirdness. I plan on being around for it because I don't want to be in a place where I'm immediately annihilated. And I want to survive. I have children. I have family. I understand that all of my family may not be able to make it through, but with what I have, I want to keep it going. So I am a survivor. If you a survivor, put it in the comments, put it in the chat. Let's talk about it. Where on this planet do you think is going to be the safest? I mean, Africa looks pretty safe, but again, being between the United States and Russia, I just don't want anything flying over me. that's just a little bit too much for me. So I'm all the way down here in South America, somewhere near the middle bottom area, and I feel a little safer here. But if you know of a safer place, if you know of places, even if you feel like they're safer in the States, Canada, Greenland, Mexico, Australia, New Zealand, I don't do the islands. I don't want nothing too surrounded by water. So that's why I am where I am with my family. But if you have better options, better ideas, like drop them in the comments. They may be useful to other people. They may be useful to me. So let us have it. Thank y'all so much for spending this time, and please share the information. I know it's weird and I know it's not what a lot of people are used to, but I do think that it is very good information and that it is pertaining to what is going on with us right now, today. So, thank you guys. Love you guys. Ciao.